Hello, my name's Paul. I blog as the Aperitif Guy, and you can find the details underneath in the comments section. You're very welcome to my home. I've been hosting dinner parties more or less all my adult life. I've also been the host of a private dining club for the last 20 years. So I'd like to share with you over a series of videos some of the insights I have and experience I have in making people welcome, creating an atmosphere to give your hosting a really successful start. I thought we'd start with cocktails because there's nothing better for breaking the atmosphere, breaking the ice when guests arrive than to just hand them a cocktail. Here you are, gets them talking, asking about the ingredients, talking to each other. And what better cocktail to start with than the mighty Martini, the king of cocktails. Nobody really knows when the Martini started being made, but it's been recognised for well over 100 years now as a fantastic cocktail. Had its heyday perhaps in the 1950s, but it's never really been out of fashion at all. A good martini, good dry martini, contains just two ingredients: dry vermouth and gin. So you need to be careful about which vermouth and which gin you choose. They're the only thing people are going to taste. So I would suggest you go for a really clean tasting gin. You don't want lots of botanicals in the gin that you use for a martini. Go for a clean tasting one. I like Tanqueray. I've also found that Mason's Yorkshire gin is good. The Lakes Distillery, their dry gin is very good. But choose a gin that's got a really clean, full-on juniper taste. And because you're going for that strong gin, you need a decent flavour in your vermouth as well. A lot of bars will use Noyer Prat. I'm using Dolan today just because it's what I had in. But you need something with a little bit of body about it and a good herby flavour. You need to start with a chilled glass. This one has been in the freezer for a while, so I don't need to add any ice to chill that. But I'm going to put ice in my jug. Use a straight-sided jug, use a traditional mixing glass, it's up to you. I haven't chilled my spirits. Because you're drinking virtually neat spirit with a martini, you do need a little bit of the water that will melt off those ice cubes, just to stop your guests coughing and complaining about heartburn as it goes down. So we start with the vermouth. Ice in the jug. I don't measure the vermouth. Put a good splosh in and give it a whirl around, just to start that chilling process. Now, you're going to want 6 times as much gin as you've got vermouth. So, once your vermouth is chilled for a few seconds, tip off most of that vermouth. I'm going to make enough for just one glass. Obviously, if you were making more, you can be a bit more liberal with your vermouth. There we go. Just a spare glass to get out of the way. That's probably about enough. Now, I add what's likely to be, again I'm free pouring, but it's about a standard bar double. Oh dear, that's a very sad sight, isn't it? So, now give this a good stir. This is where you're chilling your drink, and you do need to chill it for a while. I would say about a minute. Just make sure you're pulling that ice through the drink. and then strain it off into the chilled glass. Doesn't that look beautiful? So classy. Two little things to do now. First is to just squeeze a little bit of lemon peel over the surface of the drink. That releases some of its oil into the drink and give you a just slight lemony flavour. And finally, I'm going to garnish with green olives. Excuse me. There we are. 3 for no good reason other than I love olives. In they go. And when they've been in there for a while, they'll be absolutely delicious to suck the gin off. 1 classic dry martini. Cheers to you all. If I'd garnished that with silver skin onions instead of the olives, that would have been called a Gibson. It's the same drink, identical drink, but a Gibson is served with onions. That's just a matter of personal taste. And if I was serving this here with guests, I'd want a few nibbles out. I'd want something with plenty flavour, fair bit of salt. So anchovy toasts, green olives, salted almonds, that sort of thing. Simple, but full of flavour. And the other important thing is if I was serving this before dinner, make sure you only serve 1 each. Nobody wants to go to the table too squiffy. But it's nice enough as it is, isn't it? So there we are. Classic dry martini. Lovely start to an evening. I do hope you'll join me again and look at some other aspects of entertaining and receiving guests. Thank you very much for joining me.